There's three things that Donald Trump needs to do to win this election, and that's show he's on top of the coronavirus, soften his image, and manage the economy well. The majority of Americans appear to think Donald Trump has botched the job of leading the country through the pandemic, with polls showing something like 2/3 of voters disapprove of his handling. Trump has been criticised for undercutting his own health officials' advice and offering mixed messaging on things like the importance of social distancing and wearing face masks. He previously suggested the virus threat would be gone by Easter, for instance, and did not wear a face mask in public until July. So, with more than 170,000 American deaths from the coronavirus, many people feel he has been slow to respond to the threat. Public opinion could change if the current outbreaks that we're seeing in the southern US dramatically improve, and if a coronavirus vaccine is found soon. Mr. Trump is very aware of this, and he has launched what he's called Operation Warp Speed to fast-track approval once a successful vaccine is found.
That means big and it means fast. A massive scientific, industrial, and logistical endeavor unlike anything our country has seen since the Manhattan Project.
Claiming victory on that could boost his approval ratings, and he has really pushed for one to become available before the election on November 3rd.
So tell me a little about your stories. How about we'll start with you?
Donald Trump really needs to show his caring side. The one consistent theme throughout the Democratic convention was that Joe Biden is the candidate who is empathetic and understands the grief many Americans have suffered through the last few months.
This campaign isn't just about winning votes. It's about winning the heart and, yes, the soul of America.
It's a powerful message, and the implicit undertone of that is that Joe Biden has the compassion that Trump lacks. It is a message that will resonate with many older voters in particular, with polls suggesting the president is losing most of his support among voters aged over 65.
These are great people, doctors, nurses, firemen.
Mr. Trump has tried to counter this by playing up his softer side. So during the Republican convention, we saw clips of him sitting down with frontline workers and lavishing them with praise for their hard work during the pandemic. So Mr. Trump is trying to show his more human side, but also defining himself as someone who has the strength and forcefulness to get the job done. Before the pandemic, Mr. Trump had planned to make the booming US economy a central theme to his re-election campaign. That has obviously been complicated by the pandemic and the huge unemployment spike that the country has seen since. The president's greatest political asset right now is that polls show he is more trusted than Mr. Biden to lead America's economic recovery.
Do you want to crush our economy under the crazy socialist policies of sleepy Joe Biden?
Elections are traditionally defined in a big way by which candidate is most trusted to manage the economy. But in the midst of a global pandemic, with voters trusting Biden to handle the virus, it remains to be seen just how much concerns about the economy inform how people vote.